Hello to everyone. Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I hope everybody is doing well, staying grounded, staying balanced. So this is the discussion that I'm coming forward to bring at this time is in regards to the sacrifices that you have made and the blessings that you are going to receive as a result of those sacrifices. I also want to go into the lessons that you learned along the way. I have a slightly different method that I'm going to be using for this particular reading. So I'm going to start off with reading to you all some of the things that I've written down in terms of the sacrifices that you have made here, okay? So let me get started. So it says, you have closed out karmic cycles and have decided to no longer be indecisive regarding reckless individuals. You've been through a lot and held on to the wrong types of people, places, or things out of fear of releasing to start new. But now, because you have made the sacrifice to let these things go, you get a clean slate and a new beginning. You have been victorious at maintaining your emotional balance in spite of others' attempts to test you. You have healed and found your inner balance. You have purified your vessel. You have earned recognition and reward for your efforts. No longer do you expect reward without righteous effort. You made some major decisions to cut out the past. You sought answers and made moves based on the truth. You've practiced patience and remained balanced while planning. You decided to no longer give to those who were takers and never reciprocal in their efforts. You may have even left commitments that were dysfunctional and unbalanced after realizing these people were only out for themselves. Some of these people took from you emotionally, financially, energetically, spiritually, and made false promises to level up in commitments, but always broke those promises and were only opportunists in your life. When these people came to offer apologies, you listened to your intuition. You gained enough spiritual insight to listen to your inner voice and to try a person by their spirit. Many of these apologies or offers of love or friendship came only after these people realized that you would no longer engage in their confrontational drama. You went silent on many of these people, preserving your inner peace and finding balance absent their apology. So, regardless of whether they apologized or not, you still maintained your inner peace. You found your peace with or without the apology. Okay, so you didn't need it. But some of these people tried to come in and apologize or offer their love. But you still remained silent, okay? You didn't go after these people to try to seek out that apology or seek out closure. You found the closure within yourself in spite of the apology. Okay, so this is almost towards the end here. Rather than engaging in drama, you chose to walk away and move towards a greater opportunity that would reawaken your zeal and passion for life. You took the new opportunity that had been awaiting you. You sacrificed by taking losses. Some of you lost finances. Some of you lost investments. Some of you lost time and energy. You decided not to juggle with your happiness anymore by jumping into risky situations. You knew you had many options to choose from, but recognized that not all of these options were viable. You listened to your spiritual wisdom and made the decision that would guide you towards your wish fulfillment. Okay? So for some of you, this may not be like you may be on different stages in terms of where you're at as far as what I just read, okay? Some of you are in the process of doing these things. Some of you have already done these things, and some of you in the future will be placed in a position where you need to do some releasing and, balancing yourself out in spite of what's happening around you. But this is the energy that I picked up on. And so I want to go into some of the lessons that you all might have had to learn throughout these challenges and sacrifices that you had to make, okay? And I'm doing a slightly different method because, as you all know, we're all energetic beings, okay? And so for me, I can read anything. If I got a table full of people that's playing spades, which I don't really know how to play, I can still read every last one of their hands, based on the cards that they have, okay? I could probably read you based on the colors that you're wearing or based on your facial expression, And so I'm using this method right here. to see what lessons did you gain through the sacrifices that have been made. And then we're going to look into what blessings are coming your way based on the sacrifices. Because for me, I say the greater the sacrifice, the greater the reward on the other side of that thing. Okay. So let's see. What lessons have you gained along the way? Okay. So I do see that some of the lessons that you gained was in regards to understanding that people are on different levels, okay? In spite of people's actions or inactions towards you in the past, whatever it is that they did to you, where you had to make these sacrifices, if they hurt you, if they betrayed you, I feel like you found love in your heart. Like you're vibrating at a level where you have found love in your heart to be able to forgive these people and to continue to rise and to continue to move towards your divine path. So I feel like a large part of the lesson dealt with forgiveness for many of you. And so I feel like you've passed that test, okay? You made the sacrifice that was necessary to release yourself from certain ways of thinking, certain conditioning, certain situations, certain people. And because of that, it actually helped you to evolve to the point where you understood that holding on to resentment or bitterness or unforgiveness, it was only working against you. It actually had no direct impact on the person that you might have chosen not to forgive before you healed. It had all you took on the weight of all of that energy if you held that type of bitterness within your heart. So I feel like a large part of your sacrifices had to do with learning how to forgive people. So let's see what else is coming out here. Okay, so the Queen of Wands. For me, lessons, confidence, okay? Confidence, stepping into your creativity, self-expression, being bold in your expression, okay? Being unapologetic for who you are, being transparent in who you have been created to be, loving yourself, okay? And so some of the lessons, some of the lessons that you had to learn dealt largely in building up your security, building up how you felt about yourself, building up your inner confidence, in spite of what's going on, in spite of who may have rejected you or who may have accepted you, you still stand in your power, you still stand in your truth, and you still continue to love yourself. And you continue to move towards those things that you're passionate about. And so I feel like a large part of your lesson dealt with staying balanced and continuing to love yourself and being confident within yourself in spite of. Okay? So let's see what else is coming out concerning the lessons that you learned here. Okay, the moon. So a lot of the lessons that you dealt with, it put you in a position where you had to close out old chapters, but you had to do it by facing the shadow side of yourself, okay? The side of yourself that you might have hidden, the side of yourself that you may have suppressed, the side of yourself that was in the dark for a long time that you might not have shown to the world. This was, that side of yourself that maybe people who are very close to you are able to see. Maybe people who know you personally understand the pain that you're going through. And then for many of you, depending on what your path looked like, depending on the magnitude of the sacrifices that you had to make, some of you had to sit in that pain. And only you, the Most High God, and your spiritual team understood what you was going through. And so the moon energy is that is you going within and shining the light on those dark areas, facing those fears. A lot of your lessons probably placed you in positions where you had to tackle fear. You had to recognize and pinpoint like, okay, this situation is giving me anxiety. So I need to go within and find out, why am I fearful of this? Why am I fearful of taking this direction? Why am I fearful of releasing myself from people who have come into my life to cause disruption? Why do I fear what's on the other side of me taking the leap of faith to go towards my happiness? And so a large part of your lessons dealt with going within, facing those illusions, okay? Trusting your intuition. The moon deals with that feminine energy of going within and listening to that inner voice. Trusting your intuition. Trusting that when you feel that urge or you feel that call to go and make a move based on what your inner voice is telling you, you listen to it, okay? And so you had to start practicing that. but definitely facing your fears. That's a large part of the lesson that you had to come into, knowing that you are safe, okay? And knowing that it's safe for you to surrender to the process and the changes that are happening in life. Because one thing that is that's going to always be consistent is change, okay? That's one thing that you can expect, and that's certain. If you can't expect nothing else, you can expect change. And so change can be uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be something that you fear. It's all in the mindset. It's all in how you view life, and recognizing that, yes, in this physical vessel, we experience things, but even greater than that, we are spirits having a human experience. And so you don't have to internalize every situation to the degree where you allow it to entrap you mentally, okay? Many of the things that we go through in life, the magnitude of how it affects us largely deals with how you interpret the situation, okay? And it's not always the easiest thing, but the more you do it, the more that you allow yourself to accept what's happening and to make a decision. Do I want to sit in this and allow it to bring me down? Do I want to have a setback in my forward movement? Do I want to sit in this energy of depression or bitterness or unforgiveness? Or is there an outlet? Do I have a way to transmute this energy and to alchemize this energy and to say, okay, even though this doesn't feel so good, let me acknowledge why. Why has it affected me to this degree? And so, okay, maybe you have to go a little bit deeper. The moon deals with going deep, diving deep into those emotions and that suppressed energy, in order to really get to the bottom of where those emotions are coming from. And once you acknowledge it, okay, I always tell y'all, write it down, burn it, release. I destroy and I release all fear. I destroy and I release all bitterness. I destroy and I release all insecurities. Okay? Whatever the energy is, you write it down and you burn it and you set your intentions. And then the way that you alchemize that is you redirect your thought process. No, it doesn't feel good to sit in bitterness or depression. So no, you shift your thoughts. You start thinking about things that you are grateful for. Speaking out. I am powerful. I am strong. I am loved. Okay? I am, I'm free. Okay, whatever comes to mind in terms of affirmations to empower you and to strengthen you, and not just speaking it out loud, but being very cautious of the thoughts that you're having. When you do this, regardless of what circumstance you're dealing with, you literally shift the energy, and you have a lot of control on how long that situation stays that way, or how long it's able to actually affect you and impact you on an emotional and spiritual level. So recognizing that you have been given the authority to do that and exercising that authority is very important, because it's going to take you a long way through life. It's going to allow you to overcome many of those changes that might be uncomfortable. But the way that you perceive it will make it that much more uncomfortable if you're perceiving it from a very negative standpoint, okay? So a large part of your lessons have dealt with facing fear, facing hidden emotions, facing your shadow self, okay? I'm going to pull out, let me see, I'm going to do two more for lessons, and then I'm going to move into the blessings, okay? Oh, we went right back to the moon. So that was really a large part of what you had to deal with. Many of you facing your fear, starting to listen to your intuition, not being afraid. Some of you might have even awakened your spiritual gifts because you did the work. You did the work to balance out your masculine and feminine energies. You did the work to go within and to find those areas of your life that was, that was holding you back. Okay. So another lesson that you had to learn dealt with the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups is that energy of, you might have had to heal your heart from a lot of past pain, grieving. That's that energy of grieving, or maybe going through a betrayal, or feeling bitter about something, self-pity, a broken heart. Okay. So if many of the changes that took place in your life and the sacrifices that you had to make brought pain, heartache, okay? And you felt like you took some losses. A large part of that dealt, those lessons came in, that pain was there because when you think about the physical analogy in terms of the body itself, if we didn't have pain when we sustained injuries, then we would never know that something on our body needed to be addressed, right? So let's just say you burnt your hand. Some people who are diabetics, they end up losing the feelings in their nerves, right? And so let's say you burnt your hand or something, but you had no idea you burnt it because you didn't feel anything. Then you could literally end up having a wound that could end up, really getting bad. Gangrene and all types of stuff could set in because you have no idea that it's there unless you actually visually see it. That's why we have our senses. You can either see it and address it, or you can feel it and pinpoint where the pain or where the wound is at, okay? And then on a spiritual level, if you step outside of the physical body, when you start to listen to your higher consciousness, okay, that the Most High blessed us with, okay, when you start to listen to that voice that's within you will tell you this is what you need to address. And so that's where the moon comes in. That's where that intuition comes in. That's where balancing out that feminine energy comes in, because it allows you to know where the wound is, even if you feel nothing physically. But when it comes to the Five of Cups energy, that grieving and that pain, that heartache that you feel, that is just that's you letting yourself know that there's something here. There's something underlying that is here that needs to be addressed, okay? And I'm not speaking on, because if you end up taking a loss of a family member, then that's different. But even in those types of circumstances, it's very important to be careful with how you perceive the loss, okay? And so I'm not being insensitive to those types of situations, but sometimes people are very focused in on the last few moments of that person's life, and they completely, forget all of the beautiful moments that they had and experienced with that person while they were still embodying that physical vessel. And so if you only focus on the way that they exited, the way that they transition, then that's when you're still in the opportunity to transmute that energy, to alchemize that energy, and to shift your perception of their transition. And that will actually help you when it comes to the grieving process, so that you're not just sitting in this energy of, feeling as if you cannot rise up out of it, okay? But outside of that, if it's not something to that degree, then the Five of Cups is just that energy of just taking losses, emotional losses, and going through things, dealing with circumstances that brings up that emotion. And it's all in your perception. Are you focused on the cups that spilled, or do you recognize that if you turn around and look behind you, that there's another opportunity that exists that could be greater than what you lost, okay? Because technically, if it's something that's no longer yours, or that you no longer possess, then that just means that it has done its work in your life. It's played out its role in your life, person, place, or thing. And so then it's time to say, okay, I accept this change. I accept this shift that's happening. And if you have a hard time pulling yourself up out of that, then it's time to say, well, what is it that's causing me to stay focused in on that particular loss, when in fact, if I just turn around and have a different perception, I can move towards a new opportunity. That's when the moon comes in. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of the lesson. So let me go and look into the blessings that are coming your way because of the sacrifices that you have made. Okay, this card, the blessing is that you get to now find inner balance and inner peace, resting and rejuvenating yourself. So after all of that chaos, or after all of that turbulent energy, all of that chaotic energy that had to happen to shift your circumstances around, or to shift you internally, now you get a chance to be in alignment. Now you understand the importance of allowing yourself to take that break, that much needed break, and to rejuvenate yourself, and to get back connected to nature, and to go within, to know that the peace that you possess it starts from within. And with the number 4 right here, it's about creating that foundation of inner peace, inner stability. And as within, so without. Whatever you create within you, you actually it actually manifests outside of you. But you have to first create that stability and that inner peace from within. So let's see what else is coming out here. Okay, so this is a lot of cards, but I'll take them. You have here moving on. Okay, so a blessing is that now you get to move on. Not only do you get a chance to create inner peace for yourself, but you moving on. That was a blessing, okay? Some of you might have seen it as being a loss when you had to walk away from certain people, places, and things. But if you see the type of energy that you left behind, this energy was very thick. It was very dark. It was very lifeless. These leaves are lifeless. You're moving towards the light, okay? You're moving towards life. These leaves have life in them, okay? You're moving towards an energy that's going to revitalize you and that's going to keep you in that energy of harmony, okay? The number 6 deals with harmony and balance. So you're moving out of an unbalanced situation towards balance and peace now. You also have here triumphant success. So this is you being buried. You might have taken a lot of losses. You might consider yourself as being Phoenix rising from the ashes, but that's the blessing in this thing. You went through a lot, but you still have the strength to get up and dust yourself off. And now you possess the sword of truth. And this sword is what you use to cut yourself up out of those situations and to cut yourself up out of those mindsets. That sword of truth is what allowed you to cut through those clouds and to really see things clearly. And once you see things clearly, you can make clear decisions on which direction you need to go, and you understand why you're moving on. You understand why you have to release this situation when you gain clarity. So that's a blessing. Okay? That is a blessing. That's a new beginning and understanding with the number 1 there. Then we have here prosperity lies ahead. And there's a lot of green here as well. So prosperity lies ahead. So prosperity, abundance. I feel like this is abundance, and not just material abundance, but I do strongly see that that's something that's coming in with the new moon in Taurus. That's about your environment, your stability, okay? Prosperity lies ahead because now you're operating from your heart. Now you're operating from a space of self-love with the green here. That's heart chakra energy. You know who you are. You love yourself, and you're not going to settle for anything that throws you out of this energy of being able to stay balanced internally, okay? You understand the importance of making sure that your thoughts, the people that you associate yourself with the type of situations that you allow yourself to get involved with, every facet of your life, you're very conscious now of what you allow into your energy, okay? And so this is why prosperity lies ahead, because you created abundance of peace and love within. And so, like I said, as within, so without. So outside of you, there's abundance of material things that are coming in for many of you, okay? And so then you have here partnerships and alliances. So this could be new friendships. This could be new partnerships in terms of your romantic life, okay? With the number 3 there, this could be people that you join hands with in terms of new creative endeavors, okay? And reawakening your creativity, and partnering up with people who are like-minded, people who have the same goals in mind, or that support you and you support them, okay? This is a very strong bond here. And so I feel like a large part of your blessings deals with awakening your creative nature and you being able to partner up with people who are in alignment with you, okay? Like I said, whether it's relationship, business-wise, whatever the case may be. Let me see, what is this? And then this one says, believe in your good luck. Believe in your good luck, okay? So whether you believe in luck or blessings, this is you making that direct connection to the Most High, the universe, everything that exists around you. You found that inner balance. And so now it's like, believe in the vision. Do not lose track of the vision, because you've done the work. You've created this within yourself. And so there's a direct reflection in the spiritual realm that you have created as well. And so that it's like a mirror reflection. So whatever you create for yourself spiritually, that inner peace, that inner balance, you've forgiven people, you've healed yourself, you healed your inner child, you're transparently being who you are called to be. You've made major sacrifices in your life in spite of other people's opposition to that. You knew what to do in terms of finding that balance. And like I said, if you haven't done these things, then I feel like you're moving towards this energy. And so there is a reward on the other side of that. If you're in the process of making these changes in your life, they're not in vain at all. Okay. So Do what's necessary to find that balance and that happiness, because you deserve to move towards your wish fulfillment. You deserve to have those blessings. You deserve to have that inheritance that's been stored up for you. But it's all a matter of you doing the work. You have to do the work first. Okay, so get the lessons and you get the blessings. Okay, so let me pull one more, and I think that'll be the message here for y'all. I hope that you all found this helpful and enlightening. And if you have, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. So this is Memories of Love, okay? So this is another blessing. Now you get to create beautiful memories, okay? Memories of love, though. Not memories that are painful, okay? Because now you understand how the mind works. Now you understand that you have the authority. You've been given the key to either create memories that are going to be centered around pain or memories that's going to be centered around love. You have the authority over that. And so now your blessing is to create memories of love. That's another number 6. So that's also dealing with balance, okay? So now you're moving towards that harmony, that balance, new partnerships, moving on from the past, stepping into that new space of liveliness. You feel life again. Prosperity lies ahead. You have the truth, the sword of truth in your hand, so you understand what's going on, that the fog has cleared, and you're able to make decisions based on that. You found your inner peace, and now it's all about having faith in those blessings that are coming towards you. So that's what I got for you all. I love you, and I will talk to you all next time.